if you thought the Bills were going to go into Cleveland and beat up the Browns, then you just don't know this football team, because of course Buffalo was going to play with their food and squeak out a nail biter against the lowly Cleveland Browns. Stevie, how much stock are you putting into that performance Sunday?
I mean, it's a Buffalo Bills performance. They went in there, they got the job done, they got the win on the road, and Josh Allen did what he was supposed to do for the Buffalo Bills and the Bills Mafia. It's good for me, brother.
I mean, a win is a win. It was an ugly win, but you're not supposed to look like that against the Cleveland Browns. So I don't know. It's so tough when you say that, because you're against that kind of team. You're supposed to be putting up 30 points going off, and Josh Allen's supposed to be connecting with receivers and doing all the things he's supposed to do. I mean, was it one of those games, a break in between the Pats and the Eagles, so you have a bit of a letdown game? They still won, but it doesn't feel like they did for some reason.
This is Broken Table. Hein, Stevie, Tekeyah, and Tekeyah. I think you just nailed it perfectly. I think there's a lot of factors involved. Number one, to Stevie's point, you won on the road. No matter what, in the NFL, if you're going on the road and you're winning a game, that is hard to do. A win is a win. It doesn't matter how. But to your point, you were sandwiched between a huge Pats game, which you won, and going into a huge Eagles game. So it's easy and it's human nature to sort of have that letdown. Stevie, like, speak to us about that, being like in a locker room and it's like, you know, you're coming off a huge win, you got another huge game coming up, and then you got to go to Cleveland in between. It's like, how difficult is it to stay up for something like that?
Right, and we're not saying that the Bills are looking over the Cleveland Browns. You know, it is what it is. You know, you got two teams that's in the playoffs, then you got a team that's trying to figure out how to play together. So the Buffalo Bills, with their history, I mean, it's not like they jumped out on every team that they played, but they've also showed up to each game to where they was in position to win, you know, whether they came out hot or they didn't come out. So that's why I say it was a regular Bills game for me. I'm just happy that they came out with the victory and not with the L like they did in Houston or in Miami, you know. So I was good with it, to be honest. Also,
yeah, they didn't do what they did in Miami, which was lose the game, like you said. But more importantly, and we'll get to this later in the show, look around the NFL this past week especially. No one's looking good. Like, what was worse, how Buffalo looked in Cleveland or how Houston looked against the Raiders? Like, there's a lot of teams, and we'll get to this later in the show, but like no one in the AFC really looks that good. So I will forgive the Bills coming out a little sluggish. And also too, it was clear they had a game plan to avoid Myles Garrett. They did not want Myles Garrett to wreck this game. So they're like, you know what, we can play this a little safe to keep Myles Garrett away from us.
They for sure did that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Considering Myles Garrett, what he's been doing, he's great right now, 22 sacks, only a half a sack away from tying the record.
Yeah, exactly.
Or is it 21?
No, he's half sack away from tying.
Yep, just a half a sack from tying a record. I mean, he's doing great things. So you don't expect a team like the Bills to drop back and be back there patting the ball around. Although we do want to see our receivers ball out, but that's just not in our DNA, to be honest. From this season alone, we haven't seen any guys except for Khalil Shakir ball out in that type of way consistently. So, you know, I was cool with the game as long as the Bills got the win.
Deion Dawkins apparently had the flu, was down 14 pounds going into that game, which is like, which is a ton. And this is what he said after, though. I love this quote. For me to be, 14 pounds less, I was moving 14 miles per hour faster. Every pound is a little bit faster, so it's a gift and a curse, which just love that from Dawkins.
He's the best.
But also, and Myles Garrett said this, he said, usually they just throw Deion on an island and just let him do his thing. He has a unique set, unique variety, but the guard was coming down quickly and they were throwing the bunch on my side tight, so I had to line up inside. They passed the ball and I really didn't have an angle to get an edge. This Bills coaching staff was clearly concerned about Myles Garrett and said, we are going to do whatever we can to make sure he is not a factor. And if that meant you're going to be a little more conservative, you're not going to, as Stevie said, you're not going to pat the ball and wait 5 seconds to throw the ball downfield. Great, because you won the game, you escaped. A win ugly is still a win.
Yeah, a win is a win.
So
not to mention 13 for 19, 130 yards, no touchdowns, passes, or rushing touchdowns, but he managed the game.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like we're seeing a Super Bowl team, a Super Bowl player in Josh Allen right now with how they're doing things.
And you can manage a game and win like that when you have a player like James Cook. James Cook now leads the NFL in rushing, 1,532 yards. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor goes tonight. That could change. But also, James Cook has now passed Thurman Thomas and OJ's 76 season. He now has the third most rushing yards in Bills franchise history in a single season. So 1532, he's behind two OJ years, the 2,000 yards and 1,800. He's not catching any of those OJ seasons, but this just shows how important James Cook is and how good of a year James Cook is having.
Yeah, that was his 9th 100-yard rushing game.
Yeah.
Like he's going off. He's going nuts. Again, worth the money. I know everyone, it was a hoopla before the season. So worth it.
Yeah, very, very much worth it.
We kind of had this conversation off air beforehand. If we are ranking NFL running backs, at first me and Tekeyah were both very quickly to say James Cook is top 3 until other people started naming some running backs, and maybe it's closer to top 5. But Stevie, if we're ranking running backs, where would you put James Cook in the NFL?
Yeah, considering I called that pick straight out of Georgia, playmaker James Cook. Yeah, I think he's going to be number 1 on my list. I really don't care who else is being called, brother. He's doing it on the ground, and he hasn't even done what I saw him do in college in the from the back. I mean, not from the backfield, but in the passing game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's only sprinkled that in with the Buffalo Bills, but we'll see more of that as I believe playoffs go on to get to that Super Bowl, and next year we'll see more out of James Cook. I'm taking that playmaker all day.
Yeah, the really great thing about having James Cook on the Bills is that sometimes Josh Allen doesn't, have one of his historic games or record-breaking games or great games, but then James Cook will have a great game.
He'll carry him.
And he'll carry him, he'll carry the team. So it's a really good duo, good dynamic.
Where are you ranking him? Give a number.
Top 3.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough because you have also Gibbs is really, really, really good. ETN's looking good this season.
You know what the problem with the top 3 list is? You can only have 3 guys.
Yeah.
And it's tough because for me, what Cook is doing is carrying the Bills this year. He's been unbelievable. To Stevie's point, they've only just started using him in the passing game. It seems like they'll almost rather use Ty Johnson or use Ray Davis. Ray Davis caught some passes yesterday.
Yep.
But so I want to say he's top 3, but I love Gibbs. I love McCaffrey.
Yeah, of course.
I love Bijan.
Saquon. We were having this discussion about Saquon.
See, but to me, Saquon looks... We talked about it before the season. Curse of 370 with Saquon. The burst is gone. Yep. I know he just broke off a bunch of big runs Saturday night, but the burst looks gone. Whereas James Cook, 44-yard touchdown in that, and he's breaking huge plays. Jonathan Taylor's the other one. So for me, I'm going to say James Cook definitely belongs in the top 5, maybe top 3, but it's I don't know who I'm kicking out of that top 3 when it comes to Gibbs, CMC, Bijan, Jonathan Taylor, and then Cook. So I have, let's put it this way, I have 5 guys in my top 3.
Yeah.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good 5. I would call that same 5 out. The thing is now I would look at how are they carrying their teams. They each got a dominant quarterback with them. Mm-hmm. But what's happening? What's happening with the team? Are they getting the wins? And CMC, he's getting all of the passes, all of the runs. James Cook he has 2 other counterparts on his team in Ty Johnson and having Ray Davis. So it's I really feel like James Cook is the guy because he's sharing a lot more and his team is winning. Mm-hmm. And plus he's doing what he's doing as far as, like you said, High Time, number 2 behind OJ right now.
Yeah.
That's wicked. Tekeyah, you called it 900 yards. That's 900 yards in only 9 games, bro. That's wicked. He's the man.
And I think we also got to give credit to that Bills O-line, which has been awesome now for 2 years. I would say best in the NFL for the last 2 years. They looked bad one game. That was against the Texans, and that's because Spencer Brown's shoulder was falling off, and they decided to keep him in, and Deion Dawkins was concussed. So I think when talking about how good James Cook is, that also goes into, hey, the Bills are one of the best offensive lines in football, and now with everything together, they can play complementary football and hopefully lead them to a Super Bowl, which brings me to the next question, which is, in the AFC, is anybody good? And if so, who is it? Because the Bills, to me, are the best team in the conference, but just played like garbage beating Cleveland. Houston, we all loved. They looked terrible against the Raiders. Everybody was ready to claim Denver as this team that's going to make a Super Bowl run. Well, Jacksonville went in there and beat them. Jacksonville's good too. But
good.
So who's good in the AFC?
For me, I'm going to say Houston and Jacksonville.
So Tekeyah, what about you?
Yeah,
who's good?
I would also go with Stevie, Houston and Jacksonville. Jacksonville, the way they looked yesterday, I mean, I think this is the Trevor Lawrence people thought they were going to see when he was drafted, and now it's coming all together. His defense is looking good. He's got the pieces on offense that look really good. I think they're making a bit of a run. No one expected them to be where they are right now. What are they, 11 wins?
Yeah, they're basically same record as the Bills, and they're first in the South. And
I don't think anyone would have expected that.
Yeah.
But here they are.
Honestly, the way Lawrence is playing lately,
Yes.
I agree. They're playing really good, and their defense is awesome. But like, if Josh Allen is going into Jacksonville for a playoff game, the Bills are laying 3.5 on the road. The Bills will be favorites in all of these playoff games. So how can we not say the Bills are the best team in the conference?
Okay, well, yeah, the Bills are the best team, I think, in the
AFC
for sure, because you have Josh Allen. When you have Josh Allen, I think like there are some holes on the Bills.
Yes. So Stevie, what do you think then? Are you taking the Bills over all? Like, who's the team that you would take over the Bills in a playoff game, if any, or who would come the closest in your opinion? Do you think it's Houston?
Houston has to be the team. They proved it every single time. I feel like Jacksonville is the same as the Denver Bronco team. I don't believe that they're all the way there yet, but they are showing that they are a legitimate team in their division. But yeah, I'm going to continue to stay on Houston with that pressure that they have. I mean, they got 2 guys with 10 plus sacks. We just talked about Myles Garrett with 22 on his own. That's dangerous when you got a team like that. And all CJ Stroud really has to do is manage a game, just like Josh now. So I'm still going to say Houston Texans, that is the threat for us.
Okay, let's look ahead to next week, because Bills' path to the AFC East is still alive. Basically, they need to win out. They need the Pats to drop one of these 2 games to Miami or the Jets, which bit of little crazy, but you know what? Wouldn't shock me, especially when you look at the quarterbacks who the Patriots have. Let's dive into this. Here's the quarterbacks the Patriots have had to beat. Josh Allen played twice. Tua, who's been benched. Spencer Rattler's been benched. Bryce Young, Cam Ward, Dylan Gabriel, benched. Michael Penix, injured out for the year. Justin Fields, benched. Jackson Dart, probably shouldn't be starting. Jameis Winston probably gives them a better chance to win. Joe Flacco, Baker Mayfield. So, to me, New England hasn't really beaten anybody. So, if you're going to tell me they could drop one of these games to the Jets or Dolphins, sure, I love that Bills number. I think Bills are 5-1 to win the AFC East. I'm probably going to do a little sprinkle on that. But based off of the Eagles had a little bit of resurgence, Stevie. You've been big on the Eagles all year. What are you feeling with Buffalo, with Philly coming to Orchard Park on Sunday?
I think they see the Eagles as a dominant team in the NFC. So we might see the best game out of the Buffalo Bills before they get back on cruise control, I'll say, and go into the playoffs.
Well, the Eagles do get some guys back, Lane Johnson, Jalen Carter, so that will be tough. The other thing I will say is that I find that the Bills play up or down to their competition, and I think
very much we saw that on Sunday.
Exactly. I think, to Stevie's point, they'll play up to the Eagles, and I think it'll be a really good game.
All right, on that note, we got some special guests who are joining us, our friends from Basketball Island. So let's make some room for the fellas, and let's let them pitch us Shark Tank style. Okay, so Hambone, welcome to the Broken Table set. You just finished taping Basketball Island, me, you, and Fab. So Stevie, what we're gonna do here is Hambone is gonna pitch a future to us, Shark Tank style. So we can kind of pick at his bet, chirp whatever we want, and then between Hambone and Fab, whoever's got the bet that we like, that is the one that we'll be investing in. So Hambone, you are up first. The floor is yours.
So I'm gonna play to my audience here a little bit. I'm gonna get right to it.
Usually on Shark Tank, they're like, first of all, it's an honor to be in front of you, distinguished shark. So like, we're already off to a bad
Getting
start.
straight to the pitch.
It's an honor for you to have me. Get it twisted. All right, we're gonna get to it. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills to make the AFC Championship game, plus 175 on FanDuel. The boogeyman is gone. Mahomes is out.
Yep.
Joe Burrow got you once. He's out. Who's in Josh Allen's way? Drake maybe?
No, yeah.
Nah. Bo Nix? Get out of here with that. Trevor Lawrence? He's been hot as of late,
Yeah,
but I just
he's
don't
hot.
buy it. I just don't buy it. So this year, I think the Bills are lined up to make a run. There are no excuses. You got the 16th ranked defense and the best player in football. To me, if the ball's in the Bills' hands, if it's in Josh Allen's hand to end the game, I feel good about that. So if you're winning a bunch of one-possession games in tough atmospheres and whatnot, cool. I trust Josh Allen. Plus 175 to make it to the AFC Championship. And if you want to get a little more frisky, plus 390 to win it and represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Tell me I'm wrong.
I don't know about you, Sharks, but I'm ready to invest 100% into this idea. Stevie, how you feeling?
Okay, hey, Hein, you say you go invest 100%?
Oh, yeah.
What about the Houston Texans, though? They shut down our Josh to under 20 points each time they played. So what if we ran into the Houston Texans? That's where I'm thinking about.
I respect the Texans defense. I respect them. I think DeMeco Ryans is a hell of a coach. I don't buy CJ Stroud in that offense. I mean, I watched that game against the Raiders. I saw my boy Collins get shut down. And if Woody Marks ain't fully healthy, I think Nick Chubb's lost a step. That running game relies heavily on Woody, so we'll see if he gets over that ankle. I just don't buy CJ Stroud in the playoffs in that offense quite yet. I need to see it first, personally, but this is Josh Allen's path, quite frankly. I think it's his time. And to me, the biggest threat was Mahomes. He's out of the picture now. So it's your time. It's your time. Should be the MVP
to Stevie's point, if I were to fear anybody, it is the Texans. They're the team that I do fear. But yeah, honestly, we were all really high on the Texans going into last week, but like what I saw against the Raiders, that was ugly. So Tekeyah, how you feeling about this plus 170?
Listen, you had me on Josh Allen, but what I fear is the Bills offense themselves. I don't know. They get themselves. So we'll see. These are some good AFC teams that are coming out of nowhere. And
but hold on, to Hambone's point, let's just flash forward to playoffs here. When we see his path being, you're up against Aaron Rodgers. Wash Aaron Rodgers is the first quarterback you're playing. Man. And then in the next round, you're up against, as you said it, either Bo Nix or Drake May or Trevor Lawrence. It's like, I don't fear that. And if Josh Allen can't beat those guys, then everything we thought about him is wrong.
Fair enough. Good
point. You guys love James Cook. You guys think he's a top 5 back. That's cool. That's nice. I'm worried about the defense, but if Josh Allen has the ball last in any game, I'm confident that he can lead a drive down the field and get the job done.
Okay, here's my thing. If Tekeyah and Hein time want to go in with me, I'll take this bet.
Okay, well, let's bring Fab in then now. Hambone, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it, and we will let you know what we decide.
Much.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, Fab, you're here. Yeah, that's tough to follow Hambone, right? Like,
yeah, he played to his audience. He knows who he's talking to, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm saying let's reach a little higher than a plus 170 bet.
Wow.
Let's look a little further, okay? I'm looking at the NFC, and I think we can all agree it looks pretty wide open right now.
Honestly, that Seahawks win over the Rams sort of changed the whole landscape of the NFC.
So let's go for value. Let's go for the San Francisco 49ers to win the NFC at plus 850.
That's a big number.
They're getting hot at the right time. The 1 seed is still within their grasp. If they win out, they will be the 1 seed. They're well coached. And you know what? They look like a team that's going to peak at the right time. Why am I going to bet favorites in the NFC right now?
Yeah.
Let's look at a team that, are you telling me they're not better than the Packers right now? Or would you not take them over the Bears in a playoff game or the Eagles? I think the value is great on them. And you know what? I'm going to throw in a little sweetener.
Oh, here we go. All right.
Let's reach even a little further. Let's go Niners to win the NFC and the Bills to win the AFC. That's plus 4,400.
Wow.
How about that?
The Stevie Johnson connection,
the
too.
Stevie Johnson Bowl. And you know where the Super Bowl is this year? It's in Santa Clara. All right?
Stevie, this is right to you. I don't know what to say. This is on you.
I saw that game against the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers, and they had my 49ers head spinning. So if they run into that team, I'm just not sure. But I do like this bet, though, guys. I need to huddle with my Sharks.
Let me just say this. I think the fact that Shanahan has outperformed McVay in head-to-head.
Yes, exactly.
So if they do play in the playoffs, I think Shanahan has had the upper edge. And I think they're poised to, if they get the 1 seed, which is within their grasp, that's a tough place to play.
I think the fact that if they win out getting the 1 seed is a huge thing. I don't fear Seattle at all. Like
Sam Darnold, come on, man. What are we talking about?
Well, to Stevie's point, it's like if the Rams had home field, I would be a little more skeptical on this and be like a little more like standoffish. But because it's Seattle with that 1 seed, I think San Fran could go into Seattle and win a playoff game. That doesn't scare me.
I think the value is there.
Yeah.
I think that's my main point is that I don't like the favorites at any of their numbers. And I think they're a team that is,
Also, with Hambone's plus 170, like, sure, we can grab like burger, fries, shake, but with your plus 4,400, like that's like we're treating Stevie to lobster here. So, do we want lobster or do we want burgers? Like,
I'll let you guys decide. I can leave now if you want to huddle up without me here.
You'll go. We'll huddle with the Sharks. We'll discuss, and then we'll welcome back the winner.
Either way, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I love making an appearance for once. So, happy holidays, everyone.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Stevie, how you feeling? What do you like? Fab's bet or Hambone's bet?
All right, Broken Table Sharks. I mean, to be honest, I don't even want to use this line because it's a Patriots line now. I want to get them both. I really don't want to choose, in the words of Cardi B, she's a Patriot now. But I really like what he said about our Buffalo Bills. You know, I love that part about the Bills with not having to see Mahomes, not having to see Burrow, guys that kicked us out, not having to see a Watson, even though he's not on the Houston Texans. And then when you call out going to NFC side and you call out my San Francisco 49ers, that's what I've been calling all year for like 5 years now. Niners Bills Super Bowl. And here we have it. I'm going to take it all. I want to take it all. What do you guys think, though?
Same thing. I'm with it because like with Hambone's bet, if Fab's bet doesn't hit without Hambone's bet hitting. So I think Hambone's bet is a nice safe. Let's just like throw a lot of capital into that.
Yep.
And then we just take a little sprinkle into Fab's bet. But I think we're buying both.
Fair on a sprinkle, because there are 5 other teams on FanDuel that have better odds for the NFC. So.
But the path is there, right?
The path is there. The path is there.
So who do you like at the NFC then? If you're anti San Fran, you can go and you can back Hambone's startup, and you can fully invest in Hambone, and then me and Stevie can. I'm buying it all. That's just what I'm thinking. But
I'm gonna go probably Rams.
Okay.
But the NFC is open, so we'll see.
So what do we do here?
That's a good point.
Do we have them both back and we just buy? We're buying it all. Is that what we're doing, Stevie?
Can you invest in multiple things? Can you put a bigger lump sum on one and then sprinkle on another, like you were saying?
I think so. Okay, bring them both back. Let's go.
You guys ever hear about diversifying your portfolio?
Yeah.
Right? So like if you don't believe in the Niners, I like the Rams a lot.
Yeah.
I actually think, hold a gun to my head, I got Bills versus Rams in the Super Bowl. Don't ask me who wins.
I think there's room for both bets here.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think there's room for bets. My bet doesn't require a lot of financial capital,
Yes.
right? You can put a little bit in. Now his requires a little more investment, a little safer, but I think we can work this out where everyone gets invested.
Scared
in.
money don't make money.
So that's why I think we get the best of both worlds. I think we do. And also with Hambone's point about the Niners, we can always hedge out if need be when we're getting to the NFC Championship game. We can take our profit, from Hambone's bet and hedge Fab's bet.
And it's plus 175. Stop shortchanging me.
All right.
So are we good? We have a
Gentlemen,
deal?
yeah.
Okay,
Hey, we got a
thank
deal.
you. Appreciate it. Thank
got a
you.
deal.
Thank you.
Great. Oh,
You got a deal.
Thank you,
Stevie,
Stevie.
we're locked in.
Take care.
great job, guys.
Okay, we're back. Special thanks to Fab and Hambone from Basketball Island. I kind of like. First of all, they played to their audience. They knew that they got
Big
like
time.
2 Bills homers and a former Bill, and also Fab bringing up the Niners too with this, calling it the Stevie Johnson Bowl.
They did their research.
Yes. So yeah, Stevie, I honestly like me and you are going to be in Santa Clara. Like how sick would that be if we got a Bills Niners Bowl? That'd be unreal.
That would be wild.
Man, I'm calling for it. I really like that. I'm definitely going to put my money in on that one, my guy.
I'm excited for it. And you know what? I'm excited for Bills Eagles next week. We will see you after that game. Stevie, play us out.
Yes, sir. Hey, guys, thanks for your time. Thanks for joining us. This has been A Broken Table. I'm Stevie Johnson. That's Chris Hein time and Tekeyah Big Money Singh. See y'all next week. One love and go Bills for life.